If you're looking for a high-powered way of leading and being a more powerful leader, then you want to look at having a growth mindset. Now, a growth mindset means a lot of things to a lot of people, but when you distill it down, it really comes in the shape of being outside of your comfort zone. When you're outside of your comfort zone, you are more open to learning, you're more open to feedback, you're also more open to making mistakes. As a leader, all three of those are going to be critical to your development. So it pays to have a growth mindset. Here's an example, or at least a concept of what a growth mindset looks like. Let's say this hand here represents your comfort zone, and this hand here represents where you're deeply uncomfortable. Comfort zone, deeply uncomfortable. This space in between, that's your growth. This is where your growth will come from. If you allow yourself to step out of your comfort zone, you'll find that you can put yourself in positions and situations where you are uncomfortable. And each time you do that, you are learning more about yourself and in the environment that you're in. The more you do this, the more you build up your familiarity with being uncomfortable and your familiarity with having a growth mindset. If, for example, you're a person down here that does not like feedback because perhaps you've been burnt by feedback before, and this space up here is where you're deeply uncomfortable getting feedback, then you want to create as many opportunities as you can to get feedback from others. The more you do this, the more comfortable you'll become with receiving feedback, until eventually this is your new comfort zone with getting feedback and your new level of uncomfortable while it's out there somewhere. This can all be dialed back to having a growth mindset. A growth mindset is brilliant at building up perseverance and resilience as well, especially when you're practicing it more. When you look at moving yourself out of that comfort zone, you'll start to find yourself asking a lot more open-ended questions. Questions like, why did that make me feel uncomfortable? When I use that feedback example. When you have these reflective, open-ended questions, it allows you to explore a lot of the assumptions that we all have, and it allows you to find areas that you might want to grow. Having that growth mindset is also going to be essential if you want a team and you want to lead people that feel empowered and they feel confident to do the task. If you're the kind of leader that is demonstrating a growth mindset and open mindset, then you're modeling the kind of behaviors that you want your team to have. Innovation does not come from a closed mindset. So if you want to be innovative in your leadership style, then you'll definitely want this as part of your toolkit. There's a few other things that you can do to help with this and to develop this. One of them is to take an active approach to building up the growth mindset. Now, you'll know that I mentioned earlier, or you'll recall that I mentioned earlier about testing assumptions. Testing assumptions and judgments is a great way of challenging yourself to break out of the closed mindset that you may or may not have. But however, it is important to note that we all have these assumptions. So the sooner you can find out which one of those are factually accurate versus those which are not, the sooner you can access higher quality insights and actionable insights that will help you grow as a leader. So yeah, bringing it right back is that growth mindset approach, thinking about the assumptions that you have, the biases that we contain, the judgments that we already have preloaded with us, and how you can get rid of those. And you're looking at opportunities to learn, opportunities for feedback, and opportunities to make mistakes as well. Because those areas are where our growth will lie.